Welcome to my NFL Week 14 picks video. I invite you to play along and post your picks in the comments section. Last week I was a bad 7-6 straight up, but a respectable 7-5-1 against the spread. Let's see if I can improve this week. Thursday night we have New England traveling to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Pittsburgh is a 6-point favorite and over-under is 30. I'm pretty sure 30 is the lowest I've ever seen in NFL over-under. Right now, 4 AFC teams hold a 7-5 record, with Pittsburgh holding the tiebreaker and the 5 seed going into Thursday. New England is desperately trying to get the #1 overall pick in the draft and will come closer after Thursday night. I got Steelers 13, Patriots 6. That's right, take under 30. Why not? To start off Sunday's games, we got an NFC South rivalry with the Bucs traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons. Atlanta is a 2.5-point favorite and over-under is 39.5. Atlanta holds a 1-game lead over Tampa and New Orleans and have beaten both teams already once this season. With a win and a sweep, Atlanta would effectively knock Tampa out of the NFC South Division title race. It would be so much more fun if both teams were 6-7 instead. Minor upset here, I'm taking Tampa in a close one, Bucs 18, Falcons 17. Next up is the Rams traveling cross country to play the Ravens. Baltimore is a 7-point favorite and over-under is 43. Baltimore is fresh off a bye and the Rams travel across the United States to play an early game. Don't overthink this one. Ravens 27, Rams 17. A recent survey taken by top marine biologists discovered sharks like the taste of non-subscribers 369% more than subscribers to Dan Talks Football. Don't get eaten by a shark. Hit that subscribe button and be safe. Now back to the picks. We have another NFC South showdown in the Big Easy as Carolina travels to New Orleans to play the Saints. New Orleans is a 5.5-point favorite and the over-under is 37.5. If you didn't skip ahead, you know I picked Tampa in an upset, meaning the other two NFC South teams are going to have both 6-7 records. The Saints make it a 3-way tie after this week. Saints 24, Panthers 15. Next up is an NFC North matchup with Detroit traveling to Chicago to play the Bears. Chicago's a 3.5-point home dog and the over-under is 41. With a San Francisco win last week, Detroit is currently the 3 seed, but only 1 game behind Philly for the #1 seed in the NFC playoffs. This NFC playoff race is getting very exciting and Detroit keeps the heat on. I got the Lions winning a fun one, Detroit 28, Chicago 24. Next up is an AFC game with playoff implications as the Colts travel to Cincy to play the Bengals. Cincinnati is a 1-point home dog and the over-under is 40.5. Indianapolis quietly has the AFC's longest winning streak with 4 straight wins, and if the playoffs started today would be the 7 seed. Cincinnati with a huge upset on Monday night improved to 6-6 and with a win would be 7-6 along with the Colts. As much as I love chaos, I think the Colts get it done on the road. Indianapolis 23, Cincy 21. Next up we have Jacksonville traveling to Cleveland to play the Browns. Cleveland's a 2-point favorite and the over-under is 32. As I am making this video, Trevor Lawrence is questionable, but I believe he will start Sunday. 87-year-old Joe Flacco started last week for Cleveland, but I believe this week the Browns will return to rookie Dorian Thompson-Robinson to get the start. With a banged up Lawrence, I give the edge to Jacksonville. Jags 20, Browns 16. For the final early game, we have Houston traveling to New York to play the Jets. The Jets are a 6.5-point home dog and the over-under is 33.5. The Jets ask if I would start at quarterback against Houston, but I decline. So the Jets could return to Zach Wilson. As I am making this video, is unknown who will start at quarterback for the Jets Sunday, but I do believe Zach Wilson will return as the starter. record. Houston is one of 4 7-5 AFC teams, but thanks to tiebreakers would not be in the playoffs if the playoffs started today. But that changes Sunday with a win. Houston 20, New York 15. Our first late game is an NFC West showdown with Seattle traveling to San Fran to play the Niners. San Francisco is a massive 10.5 point favorite and over-under is 47. Seattle has lost 3 straight and is on the outside looking in for the playoffs, while the Niners, after beating Philly, is only 1 game behind the Eagles for home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Seattle keeps it close and covers, but San Francisco will win. Niners 29, Seahawks 24. In our next late game, we have Minnesota traveling to Vegas to play the Raiders. Vegas is a 3-point home dog and the over-under is 40. The Vikings and Raiders are fresh off bye weeks and both teams harbor playoff hopes. The Raiders are on the outside looking in, but with a win, they still stay in a playoff hunt while Minnesota currently occupies the 6th spot in the NFC. I like the chaos, so let's go with an upset. Raiders 20, Vikings 18. Next is an AFC game with playoff ramifications as Buffalo travels to Arrowhead to play the Chiefs. Kansas City is a 2.5 point favorite and over-under is 47. Buffalo is fresh off a bye while Kansas City got upset in Lambeau and is now a game out of getting home field advantage for the playoffs. 4 AFC teams are 7-5. Buffalo is one of 3 6-6 teams, so a loss here would be a massive blow to the Bills' playoff hopes. Fun fact, Buffalo has won its last 2 regular season games against the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Why Buffalo has to come to Arrowhead is something table smashers everywhere don't understand. Unfortunately, it won't be 3 straight. I got Chiefs 31, Bills 23. Next up is an old school AFC West rivalry with playoff hopes on the line. Denver travels to LA to play the Chargers. LA is a 2.5 point favorite and the over-under is 44. Denver was the NFL's hottest team, winning 5 straight before losing last week, and the Chargers ended a 3-game losing streak thanks to a pair of 3-run homers and a no-hitter by the Chargers pitching staff. Can an NFL game in 2023 really end 6-0? I really want to pick the Chargers, but I'm going with Denver. Broncos 19, Chargers 18. Sunday night is game of the week in Big D as Philly travels to Dallas to play the Cowboys. Dallas is a 3.5 point favorite and the over-under is 53. Dallas is dominant at home, going 6-0 and averaging 41 points a game. Philly is coming off only its 2nd loss of the season and at 10-2 still has the NFL's best record. With a win, Philly sweeps the series and would almost lock up the NFC East. If Dallas wins, they would tie Philly for the lead in the NFC East, but Philly would still have the lead due to the current tiebreaker system. Dallas makes the NFC playoff picture interesting. Cowboys 31, Eagles 29. The NFL is giving you both an NFC and AFC matchup for Monday night. Let's start with the AFC game where Tennessee travels to Miami to play the Dolphins. Miami is the biggest favorite of the week, a massive 13-point favorite with the over-under at 47.5. Tennessee is not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, but a million things need to happen for the Titans to make the postseason. One of them is me being eaten by a shark. Tennessee covers, but Miami wins. Dolphins 30, Titans 22. The NFC game has the Packers traveling to New York to play the Giants. New York is a 7-point home dog with the over-under at 37. New York is on a 2-game winning streak and fresh off a bye, while the Packers upset the Chiefs Sunday night. Let's end the picks with an upset. Giants 24, Packers 22. Remember, this video is a conversation starter only. Your picks are what's important. Drop them below and I can't wait to read them.